Hello, and welcome to this Civil Service Behaviour Series video. In this series, we break down all 9 of the core behaviours that can be tested within your civil service application. On the agenda today is the behaviour making effective decisions, and more specifically, the dreaded interview stage. What we are going to look at is what making effective decisions actually means. Well, what your interviewer thinks it means anyway. Then we are going to deep dive into the questions you can be asked in your interview. There's 5 questions we will look at, and we'll go over how best to answer them. And finally, I'm going to share with you the questions that you should be wary of, as the interviewers will use these questions to try to get you to drop your guard and may cause you to lose precious grading points. But before we get to that, first things first, we can't show off our abilities if we don't understand what it is we are being assessed on. The civil service defines making effective decisions as using evidence and knowledge to support accurate expert decisions and advice. Carefully consider alternative options, implications, and risks of decisions. Fundamentally, making effective decisions is looking at your ability to take all of the available data, weigh up the options, and come up with the best outcome possible. Then, once you have made your decision, can you then go to your bosses and sell your decision? And are you able to demonstrate all of that with examples from your experience? If so, let's take a look at some of the questions you can be asked. Firstly, question 1. Tell me about a time when you had to prioritize multiple tasks. This is fundamentally about your decision-making skills in the face of competing demands. It's about how you analyze, evaluate, and decide which tasks need your immediate attention and which can wait. The heart of this question is your ability to manage time and resources efficiently to achieve the best outcomes. What interviewers are really looking for here is proof of your strategic thinking and effective workload management. So choose an example that showcases your ability to navigate tight deadlines or high pressure situations by prioritizing tasks in a way that leads to successful outcomes. Before we discuss the next question, let's drill deep into how to answer civil service behaviour questions. These questions you are going to be asked are called competency-based questions and are designed for you to share an example from your experience with the interviewer. The answer you give should be full and detailed, yet it should also be concise and to the point. It's a paradox, I know. Basically, you should stay on point and refrain from talking about a bunch of non-important stuff. Simply stick to the important points in a well-structured manner. And the best way to do this is by using the B-star method. Using B-star, you will split your answer into 5 key parts. First is the B, which stands for belief. You want to begin your response by sharing your thoughts and feelings regarding the subject matter. This helps set the stage for your story and demonstrate your personal connection to the topic. If this doesn't make sense, check out the show notes for example answers for all of the questions in this video. Next up, we have S for situation. Briefly describe the context of the scenario in which your actions took place. This provides the interviewer with an understanding of the circumstances surrounding your experience. Remember, it's essential to keep this part concise, as the primary focus should be on your actions and the results. Look at the 5 W's: who, what, where, when, why, and incorporate the relevant ones into your story. Following the situation, we have T for task. Explain your specific role and responsibilities in the situation. By doing this, you highlight what you were entrusted with in your previous role and also lets the interviewer understand what expectations were made of you within the situation at hand. Up next, we have the most important section, and that is A for action, or activity if you prefer. Describe the steps you took to achieve the desired outcome and explain the rationale behind your actions. This section and the results section should be the most detailed, as it illustrates exactly what you are capable of doing and achieving. And then finally, we have R for the results. Conclude your response with the results of your actions. Use figures or quantifiable outcomes whenever possible. This will demonstrate to the interviewer the impact of your efforts and your ability to deliver tangible results in your role. This is also where you could share any lessons you learned from the experience should you wish. Keeping that structure in mind, let's take a look at some more questions that can be asked. Question 2. Tell me about a time you had to solve a complex problem. This question gets to the core of your problem-solving strategy when faced with intricate challenges. It's not just about the problem itself, but how you dissect it, analyze the components, and decide on the most effective path forward. Interviewers want to see your thought process, your approach to gathering and analyzing information, and how you navigate through potential solutions to arrive at the best one. Opt for an example where your decision making led to a positive resolution of a complex issue, highlighting your analytical skills and your determination. Moving on, let's look at a scenario that every leader faces at some point. Tell me about a time you had to make an unpopular decision. This question touches on the delicate balance of leadership, making tough calls that might not be well received by everyone. It's a test of your ability to weigh options, consider the broader impact, and stand firm on your decisions based on rational judgment. Here, interviewers are looking at your ability to lead with integrity, handle opposition gracefully, and ensure your decisions align with the greater good or organizational objectives. Choose a scenario where you made a tough but necessary decision. Explain how you communicate your rationale and the positive outcomes that therefore ensued. Here's a question that's highly relevant in today's data driven world. It's question 4. Tell me about a time you had to use data or analytics to make a decision. This question zeroes in on your ability to use evidence and data to inform your decisions. It's about how you collect, interpret, and apply data in making strategic choices. Interviewers are keen to understand your analytical capabilities and how you leverage data insights for decision making. Pick an instance where this data analysis was pivotal to your decision, detailing the process and the impact of the outcome based on the insights gained. And finally, question 5 is tell me about a time you had to make a decision using limited information. This question examines your ability to navigate uncertainty and make decisions even when the full picture isn't clear to you. It's a testament to your risk management skills and your capacity to act decisively under pressure. What interviewers are looking for here is your method for assessing situations with incomplete data. How do you mitigate risks and still move forward with a decision? Focus on an example that illustrates your ability to think on your feet, make informed assumptions, and lead to a successful outcome despite the constraint proposed on you. And that's the last question we have for you in this video. But before we go, there's one more question type that I want to share with you that you should always be on the lookout for in your civil service interviews, and that is ungraded questions. You'll know the question is ungraded because the interviewer will tell you. These are usually quite innocuous sounding questions, like what do you like to do at the weekends, or what hobbies are you passionate about? These type of things. You'll be told these questions are just icebreakers or that they are just there to make you feel at ease and not to worry because you won't be scored on any of these questions, which in fairness is all true. But what they're not telling you is that your answers, and more specifically how you answer, is going to be used as a benchmark when assessing and grading your other answers. Remember that when grading your answers, one of the things they are looking for is how enthusiastic you are and how much you seem motivated by what you do. If you're very passionate about your weekend plans, but then seemingly unenthused about your actions in previous roles, this will be noted and it will affect how you are graded in your answers. This is just something to keep in mind when answering these supposedly ungraded questions. Right, and that's the end of our video. If you enjoyed our content, please don't forget to subscribe so you can see more of our career guidance videos. If you're still nervous about your upcoming interview, check out the show notes for more resources. And don't hesitate to drop a question in the comments below, and we will help in any way we can. And that is it from me. Good luck in your future applications with the civil service, and take care.